You like comic books?
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
I'm quite keen on comic books.
Movies.
Movies.
The movies. Stupid TV shows. TV shows.
But what are some of your favorite TV shows?
Can be enjoyed as video games, as TV shows, books, movies, the entire world. Wholeheartedly embrace the apocalypse. Let's start the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday edition of the Next Issue podcast. Jeff, how are you doing? How are you holding up with the weather?
It's a nice white snow on everything right now here in where I am, Dallas.
Yeah.
I didn't go anywhere yesterday. I'm not going anywhere today. I haven't showered in 2 days.
Okay.
And then
also related.
Yeah. And yesterday, from about 5 until I went to sleep at about 1 o'clock in the morning, I just grazed on random snacks. So I woke up this morning with a bit of a stomach ache. I was like, whatever. One of those things did not mix well this morning.
You're supposed to parcel those out.
Yeah.
When
you're stuck in frozen in a cabin.
I would do terrible in a zombie after apocalypse type scenario where we have to ration. Like, no, I gotta do everything at once.
Beforehand, so there was like a lot of warning about this. I mean, everybody's been talking about this big snowstorm all week, not just in Texas, but all across the South. And so we all had like ample time to get to the grocery store and pick up our whatever we wanted for supplies, which was for me, I was like, well, what do I want? Because, I knew at 11 o'clock Saturday night, I was going to be like, that's what I'm going to want, like some ice cream or something random that, you can't just run off to the store to go get because everything's shut down and frozen.
Outside. I want ice cream.
The one thing I did not pick up, I had a big hankering for some popcorn, some caramel corn. Now there's none in the house, so I'm now making a list. These are my new survival items to get for the next go around.
I had the same impression because I also got groceries and stuff, and just the essential bread, deli meat, stuff like that. I can survive. I can survive on a sandwich for weeks.
I was saying I love a sandwich.
But the one thing I should have gone out yesterday, I forgot to get like instant chocolate powder, like to just make hot chocolate with either water or milk. And I really wanted some. So this morning I did end up making some, but like the abuelita, like the tablets. But you gotta watch that thing, right? You can't just it's not like the powder stuff, you just mix it with water and you're good. So, but I did get some made. It is really hot still because you do have to boil that thing. But I got one of those. It's called like a little octopus that you just leave on the pot and it stirs it for you.
Oh, okay.
At least I don't have to sit there waiting for the thing to boil. So yeah, I think that might be a fun thing to talk about with the guys. What are our essentials when we're gonna be stormed in? Like, what do we go for? So let us know in the chat. What are your essentials if you're weathering through this storm, or if you're just hanging out at home for the weekend? Like, what are your essentials that you need to have? Cool. Well, before we get into it, just a quick reminder, everyone. Yesterday, we had a really fun show where we talked about a bunch of things, including all the new trailers, like the He-Man trailer, the Mall trailer, the state of Spider-Man again. I feel like that's a topic that comes up every other week.
How many times can we fix Spider-Man?
He's a menace. Spider-Man. I get why J. Jonah Jameson was obsessed with the guy now.
Yeah. We all just want better for Peter.
Yeah. I'm also getting a bit. I watched this is not the previously on section, but New Rockstar is a channel that I follow, and probably a lot of people that watch this channel probably are at least aware of, where they do like trailer breakdowns and stuff like that. They're doing a Road to Doomsday thing. So they've been going over everything since the first comic, Marvel. It's a good way to get content out, right? They just go back to the beginning. So yesterday I watched like almost a 2-hour video talking about Sam Raimi's Spider-Man films, and I'm like, am I about to rewatch Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy? I mean, I love number two is probably my favorite. But I've also watched number 3 a lot because back in the day you could get a PlayStation bundle and it came with a Blu-ray because they were trying to push the Blu-ray technology, and it came with the not the Amazing Spider-Man, with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3. So when I was in college, my buddy had just gotten that PlayStation 3, I think that's the one that was out back then, and we would just watch that and Ricky Bobby, the Talladega Nights, because it came with those 2 Blu-rays, I think. So we would just like, it wasn't streaming wasn't as prevalent back then, where it was like you would still need Blu-rays and stuff.
What a Saturday night! What a double feature!
It was almost every weekend that we were like, when we were there, because we were on campus. I didn't live on campus, so
Okay.
I didn't want to. I had a place to go because I had friends, and I was part of the fraternity in there. So I like people that lived on campus. I would just go to their apartments, and we'd either play PlayStation or throw on a movie or whatever. So yeah. That was a good times. All right.
Who am I?
Yeah.
I'm Spider-Man. The second one was great. The second one was like the best comic book movie for a long time. Like it was.
It still might be.
Oh, that's peak.
It still might be. I don't know. We could make an argument. Well, that might be a fun topic of like, let's determine the best comic book movie of all time.
Josie and the Pussycats.
Yeah.
God,
that's a good one. Damn. My only argument, not argument against that, my only thing where I would falter to make an argument is that I'm not as familiar with their source material as I am with like Spider-Man, right? I've only read so many Josie and the Pussycat. So like when it comes to how faithful of an adaptation this is, I don't think it's as faithful, but I don't care. I mean, the movie's still a banger.
Yeah. I mean, one of those characters was in the movie strictly because she was in the comic. I forget which one. Which one is the sister to the brother that is their local promoter?
Oh, you've already drugged me too deep into. If it's not one of the 3 girls, I don't know anybody.
Oh, that was for a long time. That was my every Saturday night movie, the Josie and the Pussycats. It is actually the first DVD I ever bought.
Oh, really?
Back when the DVDs first came out, I didn't even have a DVD player at the time. I just knew that I was like, this movie. It's a movie that got panned when it first came out. Now people generally that watch it are just like, oh, this movie is like, I think they really, Parker Posey's fantastic in it. She's really funny. It's very tongue in cheek. And a lot of people are like, well, it was way ahead of its time.
Yeah,
because it definitely talks a lot about the commercialism and stuff. Every single product placement. They also got it. Everybody was just like, oh, this is just nothing but product placement. Like they didn't ask for any, like they
didn't get paid for
They didn't get paid for it.
It was all satire. It was all for the satire, right? I mean,
so
the incredible cast choices of like Rachel Lee Cook, Rosario Dawson, and Tara Reid, like whoever. Let me look up the casting director because my goodness, they completely nailed it. I don't see where's casting. It's not here. Well, yeah, I mean it's great, and yeah, I love that movie. We should probably do a show on that as well, or movies that are not specifically like mainstream comics. Not that Archie comics and Josie comics are not, but all right. Before we go down a 2000 whole tangent, let's get into it because I see you've watched a few things. I've watched a few things, so I'll let you get started since I'm always interested to see how does. I'm guessing this happened because you were indoors a lot and stuck at home, and comics can only do so much to fill that void.
Yes. Well, at the beginning of the year, this happened last year. It happens every year. I realize, especially since I've started the show, how little television I've started watching. How little, like, I used to watch movies and stuff all the time. Ever since my old man brain did not make the switch over to streaming. Like, it needs something every night. I still every night go and check the main network channels to see what they're showing, and I never find anything that I like. But in my head, it was very difficult for me to be like, it's 7:00, I'm going to start streaming this one show. But after watching Pluberus consistently and getting through it, I'm like, well, let's go on to the next one. So the next one is Shrinking. Shrinking season 3 starts, I think, next week. And so, or in 2 weeks, maybe something like that.
Oh, that's why Jason Segel was on Hot Ones. Okay, now it makes sense. Can you imagine if they got Harrison Ford on Hot Ones?
Oh my God.
He might die. He may not be able to take it. Protect that man.
He would punch Sean.
Yeah.
Get out of here, Sean, with your hot wings. So I started watching Shrinking. It's great. It's fantastic. Same guy that does Scrubs. Also, I think I started watching it because Scrubs is coming back on Hulu, and I just got rid of Hulu. So I'm like, I'll watch this guy's show, over here on Apple.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm only 3 episodes in. I figure when the new season comes out, they're releasing weekly. So if I watch a handful of, it's the 3rd season. So I've got 2 seasons to get through before catching up.
Okay.
If I, parse it out a few seasons or a few episodes every other day or whatever, I should catch up to the show by the time it's the 3rd season, by the time it's ending. So I can just watch the whole thing all the way through.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Apple TV because I have forgotten to watch some things from Apple TV. So I'm glad you picked that up. So I'll throw in 2 quick things since we're talking Apple TV stuff.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode of Hijack, which I've already talked a little bit about yesterday, so I won't go too deep into it. But this is Hijack season 2, starring Idris Elba. For those that may not know, this is a show. In the first season, Idris was on a flight from like somewhere, I don't remember exactly where, going to the UK. The plane is taken hostage, aka hijacked, and every episode plays in like a real hour at a time. So in season 2, I'm like, okay, well, it'd be real unlucky if this guy gets stuck again somewhere. But I've only watched the first one. I don't remember how many are out. I need to catch up. But yeah, they take that premise and kind of twist it on its head. I don't think it's playing out in real time this time around. So that's one thing that they probably couldn't, like, you can probably really plan that out if it's your first season and you've been working on that show forever. But I don't think it's as easy to do because the show, I think it was only 3 years in between, which is still a long time. Because I did go back and check the date. So, and then the other thing I'm watching on Apple TV is Drops of God season 2. This is based on a manga about a wine and a wine sommelier. But the show really adapted it very differently. Season 1, you meet 2 siblings that they don't know they're siblings until their father passes away. Their father is like this wine connoisseur, renowned all over the world. He raised his daughter, but he had a son in Japan, who I guess he wasn't married. He didn't really tell anyone about. But when he passed away, he put them. He made them compete for their inheritance in different wine-related contests.
As you do.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. That's how I'm gonna leave. When my kids want my comics, they're gonna have to like Hunger Games it out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
I have left 15 trivia questions.
That's right.
And whoever wins the most, whoever gets the most right, these Riddler-esque questions.
Yeah, it's each harder than the last. But it's really interesting. The show is in English, Japanese, and French because the daughter's French, the son is Japanese, and the only language they can communicate in is in English because I guess that's kind of a global language. So, but it's a really interesting show, and it's very removed from the original manga because I've read like the first volume of it. I think it was like on Comixology when they did like unlimited manga. I didn't read much of it because the lettering unfortunately was atrocious. Because Comixology or Amazon was not willing to, like, I guess, pay for a good letter to. Yeah, it didn't look very good. I didn't even look into it, but I assume it's some kind of like maybe digital. It almost looks like. Have you ever used the Google feature where you translate something by just looking at a picture and it translates the text,
Yeah.
and it just has like this like random font appears on top of what you're looking at? That's kind of what it looked like over the word bubbles, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's kind of how Amazon did it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, good shows, both of them. Season twos. Interesting that they both kind of came back at the same time. They both drop weekly, but I think Hijack has a few more episodes out. Drops of God, I only watch one because there's only one. So, all right, let me pass it back to you since we're traveling all over the world. I think
love
this
it.
next show might fit the bill.
Yes, I do. I like to go real quickly. We go back to Hijack. I would like it if the second season were like Home Alone 2, where like you're like, how does he get lost twice? How does he get hijacked twice? So this one is like they're hijacked in New York,
Yeah,
That would
I mean, kind of. He's in Germany this time, so you know.
I watched this was completely background television. But on Netflix I stumbled into something called Physical Asia. It's a game show. It's like one of those physical feats of strength kind of game shows. It's its third season, and they take people like UFC fighters and boxers and Olympic wrestlers and stuff like that from different countries. They put them on the team of their country or of their country of origin, and it's just who can last the longest in these physical strength competition kind of stuff. The first season, I stumbled across this show a couple of years ago, and the first challenge was everybody was just hanging by some rigging over an Olympic-sized swimming pool, and the last
I've
one,
seen clips of that. Yeah,
and the last one hanging is the winner. And so they, were lasting like an hour, 2 hours, or whatever, like just people just like hanging on for dear life. This season, the first thing was basically king of the hill. They had a giant mound in this like warehouse or wherever they were filming, a giant mound of sand, and on top of the mound they had these 4 platforms, and then whichever team had the most people standing on the platform at the end of 2 minutes won the round. And so there's all these like dozens and dozens of athletes running up this tiny little sand hill to get on these things, and it was just like it's like watching real life Gladiator, like those scrums where people are just pushing each other off like stuff. It's really intense, but it's not something I'm ever gonna go like watch like each episode, whatever. It's just on the background. But
I was gonna ask how much is there of them like going up against other people, like physically pushing people off and stuff like that? That sounds like a good way to get hurt. Because the first one you mentioned where they're just hanging, like that's just you, right? That's just kind of you doing your thing, right? It's not like somebody's trying to pull you down or anything. So
there's throughout, so there's different little games throughout the competition. So the first one was the other. This one's the way more team oriented than the other ones. Okay. The other ones are more individual. The other thing I really like about it, I guess it's a show from, I don't know where it's from, Japan somewhere, but it's a dubbed show, and it's dubbed the same way I think of anime being dubbed, where I'm like, I don't know if they're really saying this, but it's really entertaining to hear what they've put in. So like the second challenge is some kind of boat theme. They're just moving a bunch of sandbags from one place to the other, but they've got all the teams have to like throw them across ropes. It's a whole jerry-rigged thing, but they have all this voiceover where they're like, oh, the sandbag was really heavy, and I really had to try to help my partner lift the sandbag up. And it's like these weird, like little interstitial things where people are saying things. I'm like, I don't know if they're saying that, but it's really fun to listen to, where they're like, come on, we've got this. It's these people like talking and doing the thing together, and it's real fun.
Well, yeah. So I looked it up. The show is from South Korea, which makes sense because Netflix has a lot of television from South Korea. I just finished a show called Culinary Class Wars, where they pit what they call white spoons, which are like these like world-renowned chefs, against black spoons, which are chefs that are just not into like they have their own place, but they're not like known in the fine dining world. So it's really
Like
interesting.
home chefs.
Not home chefs. They like work at restaurants and have like their own stuff,
Yeah,
but they're just not. I guess they're not at that level where they're
they're
like
not like Michelin
renowned.
star.
Yeah, stuff like that. It's really good. It's also they do the same thing. I watch it and I watch the dub of it because some of the chefs speak English because not everyone is Asian. Like not everyone is from Asia or
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
they're
yeah.
they're from all over the place. So sometimes it'll be interesting to hear like you can tell when it's a voice that's dubbed versus like somebody that's naturally speaking. But yeah,
So
they
there's
do.
like a
Yeah,
I was gonna say there's like a New Zealand team in this season, and so they speak English. So it
right.
is like funny when they go back to like, oh, I'm the person's doing their own narration. They don't have to translate for anything, and
Yeah.
they sound so much. I mean, because they're speaking their native language and not overdubbed, but it's entertaining.
Oi.
When you look at it.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, and they probably also have like maybe just I don't know, like a handful of voice actors that are like translating for everyone. So I'm sure they try to adjust their voice. But yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I think
That's some voice acting I could get into. Like
yeah,
if
Netflix is
somebody
some good stuff.
Funimation call me up. I know you're local.
Well, they were bought out by Sony and then merged with Crunchyroll, but Crunchyroll's still local. So yeah, they
Okay, so call
Funimation.
me Crunchyroll.
They actually have an office pretty close to where I am, and I sometimes wonder like, what would happen if I just go by? But then I think like that's probably just like a business office. It's not like there's any anime living there.
They
In
have no.
a
There's people that do. They have their voiceover stuff there. Like I know
yeah.
some of the like back from my acting days. Some of the people that do the voiceovers there, and they that's where they go to do their voiceovers. So
Yeah, but it's not like I'm gonna run into Goku walking down the elevator, you know.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
cool. Well, since we're on the well, I could take it this one of either ways, but we're on the Netflix train, so let's talk about next Netflix stuff. I watched two different things on Netflix. I think one might be right up your alley, Jeff. I watched a documentary called Secret Apartment Mall or Secret Mall Apartment, maybe. Hold on. Maybe you saw it on the front page if you were on Netflix. Yeah, Secret Mall Apartment. It's a documentary about in 2003 in Rhode Island, a group of artists created an apartment inside of
I've
a
heard
mall.
about this.
Okay,
I've heard. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's very interesting. I will say it loses a little bit of steam because you figure like the fun part is how they did it, and then like the fallout from that. Like I mean, they're all there talking, so like it's not like anyone. It's not like anything
Nobody's in
terrible
jail.
happened to any people. Yeah. I will say one of the things that I immediately thought about was like only white people can get away with this. Like there's no way. And it was like they were all artists that were white. And they address it briefly in the documentary. Like they talk about like, I never felt like my life would be threatened. Like it is a privilege that I was just like, if anything bad happened, like whatever, something was gonna happen, but nobody ever feared for their life. Like if a minority was doing that, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so, it's pretty interesting though. I mean, first of all, there's a lot of talk about the mall culture. There's a lot about talk about like these developers that just came in the 2000s and they're like, we want to build malls and strip malls in every little town in the world, right?
Mhm.
And now all these years later is like that's just kind of like empty space and stuff that's kind of falling apart. They never really took the community into consideration. Also, this mall was built like in a border of the town where it would be a very clear divide between like I guess the haves and the have-nots, if you
Mm.
will. Um, but yeah, it's very interesting, and they try to talk a little bit about the art and what the artists were trying to kind of accomplish and all the stuff that they did. Also, there's a lot of talk about 9/11 because it was in 2003, so like they were still suffering. They were still feeling the effects of what happened around the country. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's about 90 minutes long, and like I said, it loses a little bit of steam like in the last 20 minutes or so. But overall, I think it's pretty fun. Pretty good watch. If you want to have something, I was I had that on while I was editing some clips and stuff. So if you want something that's a little, you can engage a little bit more. I think that's a good one.
I'll try. I'll
Um,
watch it. I wonder how those people feel now that they're like, oh, malls are being converted to apartments. Old malls are now being.
Where's my cut?
Where's my cuts? This is
my
my
idea.
idea.
This is my idea. Who wouldn't want to live in a mall? That sounds fun.
I think.
Well, not
great.
a mall now. A mall back then. Oh, can you imagine just being able to get a pretzel? I guess if I had to live in a mall, maybe like somewhere like Grapevine Mills or Galleria would be fun. A mall that still feels like it's thriving.
Well, I would just give me an old mall. Like if you find me an old rundown mall, I'll just buy the whole thing and rollerblade around it for days on end by myself. Give me a little golf cart. Like I'm gonna go head down to the old Macy's. I'll be like, I'm going to the Macy's bedroom down on the east side of my house, my giant house.
Yeah.
Your kitchen is the food court. You know, this is why people like Jeff Bezos don't deserve the money, because they're not using their money correctly. They're building their own. Yeah, like really don't build. Yeah, like there's that. I don't know if you saw this story in Dallas. There used to be this over by SMU. There used to be this mushroom house, what they called the mushroom house. It was a house that was built to look like a mushroom, so it had these like domed, like it looked like a weird fantasy house, just like in the middle of Highland Park. Got torn down because one of the big car dealership guys, I can't remember, Lute Riley, Honda, I don't remember who it was, bought the lot, torn it down, and he's putting up just like a square house kind of thing, like a very boring mansion.
Or like that Lexus, those Lexus dealerships.
Yeah. And so I'm like, well, you're using your money incorrectly. Go buy the old Valley View Mall site. You should have bought it before they tore that down and go live there. Like,
I haven't driven by there in a while. I don't know what's in there, because the last thing was at the Valley View site was the theater. I would go to the theater, but I don't think that's there anymore. Like they just took it all down, right?
It's just it's a field for now. Sometimes they'll put up that weird carnival in the old parking lot right outside. Right. It's supposed to be shops, new shops and apartments. It is that was put on hold because I think the developer ran out of money. It's now one of the sites that the Mavericks are looking to move to. It's they want to move out of the American Airlines Center and either tear down City Hall and move there, which I think is a terrible idea, or move into the Valley View area, which I'm like, fine, do that.
Move to Las Vegas.
Or move to Las Vegas, which is what they really want to do.
So, interesting. All right. The other thing I watched on Netflix was a miniseries, a limited series called His and Hers. This is with Tessa Thompson and John Bernthal. 6 issues. It's a murder mystery. And it's just 2 people that I really enjoy. Pablo Schreiber's already in it, but every time that dude's in something, you're like, are you the bad guy? And then I think they utilize that very well here, I think.
That's good.
But yeah, poor Pablo Schreiber. But yeah, John Bernthal is the same as always. So
intense.
Yeah, he's intense. It's great because also it's a small town outside of Atlanta. So also I just got some breaking news, a text from my buddy Austin. There's a new Super Mario trailer, so we might watch that towards the end in case we get dropped. So we'll take a look at that. Shout out Austin. But yeah, it's great. Mystery thriller, there's a whole conspiracy kind of aspect to it, and just like great performances. Tessa Thompson and John Bernthal are super intense, both of them. So I recommend it. I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's only 6 issues, so you could get it done I watch them like one a day to kind of make it last a little longer. And apparently it's based on a book called His and Hers as well. So maybe I should go read the book now that I read books. I
want a movie with John Bernthal and who's Zod in the Man of Steel movies?
Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon, like just an intense
yelling at each
movie.
other. Yeah.
Or add Adam Driver in there and just have all 3 of them just yelling at each other really intensely.
Okay, but what if we took their characters, Michael Shannon from The Night Before, where he's
okay.
like the burnout drug dealer. And then we grab Adam Driver's character from The Dead Don't Die, where he's like the little sheriff deputy guy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
grab their performances at like their quietest moments. I don't know that
They're-
John Bernthal has one of those. I will say, because I was in my
yeah.
head thinking, let us know what is John Bernthal's most quiet performance. Um, so interesting. All right. Let me pass it off to you, and then I'll do my last watch. We do have reports again from Austin in the chat. The trailer's really good. I'm pretty excited now. I'm actually very much looking forward to that movie anyway. So yeah, we'll watch it towards the end of the show, in case the thing drops the stream. I don't want to do that. But all right, what else, Jeff?
The last thing I wanted to mention was, I think they're still doing it on the YouTube, on Funny or Die's YouTube channel. They're doing a never-ending stream of their old sketches, their old Funny or Die sketches.
Oh,
from like going back way back to the like 2000s. Like I saw Will Ferrell's, and they're just like running him through a loop. So I saw Will Ferrell's The Landlord, which is, you know, an iconic old, you know, short from the early days of the internet. And it's just one after another. It's fun to see like all these like old sketches that I, you know, back in that popped up on like Friendster back in the day, or, you know, whatever, Facebook. And seeing like, and forget it, like they had like John Goodman was in them. Like they had all these stars that would come in and do them. I saw Lance Reddick was in one of them, and they're always like these really playing against type or playing into their characters of what they are. It's just a fun trip down memory lane. You know, you sit there and watch it for about 15-20 minutes and then move on with your day.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. Funny or Die was always a thing that I was like, this could only happen at a certain moment in time, and then I don't think at any iteration of trying to copy this would fail miserably. And I think it has. Probably the closest thing is now or I guess it's not the closest thing, but a spin-off of that would be like the Dropout stuff, where it's like, it's kind of like this group of people trying to do something and inching their way out of it. You know, like this one, I think Funny that had a leg up because they had like Will Ferrell and like Adam McKay, like they were, you know, they had bigger names attached to their stuff. But it's like if a regular person wanted to do something like that, I think the closest thing would be like Dropout.
Yeah, and it I think the thing that I like about it is that it's pre before Capital Ventures got involved in the internet. So there's those early 2000 internet sketches where it was like UHF channels, like it was just the Wild West of like anything could go.
It's
in a good way.
We went to, right?
More public access. Yeah. So you would get like Will Ferrell, like these people who are like super famous, just kind of like doing whatever it was that they wanted to do on the internet. And then as they got more and more popular, then, you know, big money came in and ruined everything, as it always does.
As it tends to.
As it tends to. And you're right. The only thing that I can think of currently on the internet is Dropout, that kind of inherits that same spirit of, we're doing this on our own. We're not taking on any kind of big advertisers, or we don't have big investors that we have to adhere to their whatever whims that they want. So, but it's fun. That time of the internet is like some of my favorite internet. There's like some amazing sketch comedy out there. Just some amazing use of like what the internet could have, like Lonely Girl 19 like fooled everybody like on the internet, that it was just like, oh, it's this girl doing a blog, but it's this weird story about a cult that's completely fictionalized, but the people that were watching were hooked, you know?
Yeah, it's fun stuff, like that early 2000s internet, you know, mid 2000s. Well, the last thing I watched before we get into our comics is very much comic adjacent. In the last couple of days, I finally watched the last season of My Hero Academia, an anime that I think it's 8 seasons total, and I have been waiting. Adeline Hudson in the chat. Lonely Girl 19 was big when I was in elementary school. Same.
That's how old I am too. Same.
Elementary, yes. Elementary, my dear Watson. But yeah, My Hero Academia. I mean, I was waiting for everything to be fully dubbed in English, and I finally figured like I'm gonna be indoors for 2 days. Let's just do it, and it goes down very easily, and it just captures all the feels of following. When you follow a show for so long,
Yeah.
you're like, like here's all the resolution. I think it's a perfect ending, or as perfect as they could get it, really. So yeah, very much well worth your time. You can watch all 8 seasons if you have like, I think Crunchyroll and Hulu like both have it. There's a lot of superhero stuff in it, which is what really drew me into it. It's like very X-Men adjacent, like people start developing powers, and 80% of the world develops powers, so society changes to reflect that, including having being a superhero as an actual profession. But what about the people that don't have powers and stuff like that? So yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. A lot of good payoffs. So recommend it. I recommend it. And the creator is a big Star Wars fan, so there's a little Star Wars Easter eggs. Like their main city is called Camino, and stuff like that. So yeah, I love it. Okay, now before we get into comics
Wait,
for this week, oh yeah, yeah.
is Camino called Camino because George Lucas is a car guy and he named Camino after El Camino? This just popped into my head literally.
Like a reference within a reference.
Like a reference within a reference. I don't know. I need to go look into this because I know. I mean, George Lucas like 50s.
He is a car guy.
Stuff.
We
He's
know
a car
if
guy.
you've seen American Graffiti.
Yeah. And I'm just like, Camino. Wait, hold up.
Well, when did El Camino debut? Let's see.
I feel like it was like in
Chevrolet
the 60s.
Camino came out in the okay, yeah, 59 and 60. So okay, it does add up. I mean the timeline at least does align.
Yeah.
I was like, well, if the El Camino was after Star Wars, then it wouldn't make sense, but it does. So all right. Did you read anything as far as older comics before we get into new stuff? Anything you were catching up on? I took advantage of having 2 wrestling events this week, so I could just have it on in the background while I read my comics.
I missed all the wrestling events this week. I started reading this. I haven't finished it yet. This is where Storm, it's the X-Men annual where Storm gets powers. She's currently depowered. So this takes place after what is that? Fall of the Mutants, I guess.
Yeah.
But this is
Thor powers. Is that the one where she gets Thor powers?
I think this is the one where she gets Thor powers. I'm only like 3 or 4 pages into it because this is dense Chris Claremont writing. There were like, this is just as much book as it is comic book.
I do sometimes, because I'm not the best reader. When going back to a comic like that, I think there's like a little scanner where you could just scan something and it'll read it out for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, can I get one of those? It's really only because of my reading. I think I might be undiagnosed with some type of dyslexia or something, but too late now. We're too late in the game to diagnose it.
Yeah, let's just go with it. We've learned all our coping skills.
We got this far. I can get machines to read for me now. That's why I'm into books now. Well, I did a big catch up of a lot of things, and these are things you probably have already read, so feel free to chime in as we talk about this. I read Fantastic Four, issues 1 through 5. This is the Ryan North, Humberto Ramos. Fuck, man, it's so good. It's so good. So I read it like that because that's the way the trade's gonna come out. But
I love the way that Ryan North writes them as a team, where he has these. There's no. The way they get out of their things is not Deus ex machina. It makes sense because they're all very, very smart explorer people, and that story takes place at the beginning of One World Under Doom. Sort of, it takes place in the middle of it, rather. And Doom dispatches how he figures out how to get rid of the Fantastic Four. But they have a plan for what Doom did to them, and they just stick to the plan. That whole first arc is just them sticking to the plan that they had set up in case something like this ever happens, and then them working through the problem. That's what I love about this book, is that it's always them working through the problem.
I love that we always give kind of crap to Batman about prep time, but like Reed is all prep. Like that's all he
Mhm.
his actual superpower is prep.
Mhm.
You know, like the stretchiness is just like a bonus. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
really
yeah.
yeah, and then the first three issues deal with that Doom Fallout. Then you have an issue about Alicia with this alien thing, which I think
Oh,
we
that's a
talked
good
about
issue.
because you brought it up. You brought up the word pareidolia when we were talking about. I think I had read the Dark Patterns pareidolia
Oh, yeah,
arc
yeah, yeah.
at the same time that you had read this issue, which also deals with like they talk about pareidolia of like your brain filling in the gaps to make you see patterns that don't truly exist.
Mhm.
That's a really fun issue because Alicia kind of has to deal with it on her own. Um, she doesn't have any powers, so she's a base level human.
Her
Uh,
power was being blind. That
yeah,
was
yeah,
what
yeah.
was.
And then the last one is where Black Cat needs help from Sue Storm because the boys are out fishing in the negative zone. So yeah, it's great first volume. I think the collection's out soon. I have a full review and a breakdown in the channel if you want to check that out. The other thing I caught up on was
Oh,
Captain
real quick.
America. Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I was say we were talking about Spider-Man yesterday and how you were enjoying the new Black Cat series. I read the first issue and it was fine for me, but I never went with it. But I don't have any kind of affiliation to Black Cat. She kind of shows up when she does, but I do like that when she's pops up in that issue and she is in the latest issue of Fantastic Four as well, Black Cat. And I'm like, oh, I like Ryan North writing Felicia Hardy. Like I like
Yeah,
this
you
version of Felicia.
you might also enjoy the Jed McKay Black Cat. There's a couple of I think he's done two different series, and they're all just
Mhm.
about heist. And he also really leans into her bad luck powers that are like a second layer to that stuff. Because originally she's just also like she's just a thief. That's I think a little
Yeah.
bit enhanced physically, but that's about it. Um, and then that G. Willow Wilson, just because everything she's done on Poison Ivy, I'm very excited about what she's doing with Black Cat too. So
Yeah.
maybe she'll be the mayor of New York in in a few years. Um, okay, yeah. Next, I caught up on Captain America issues 1 through 5. That is our Secret Wars, which we deal with this other Captain America. I won't go too deep into it, but I really appreciate them having a different artist for the flashbacks, Ben Harvey, and then Valeria Shitty doing all the normal stuff. I mainly caught up because I think there's no announcement for how the collection is going to be done, but it makes sense that they would do those 5 issues together because those are all one story.
Yeah.
And I want to see what is Chip prepping for this Armageddon because Captain America is going to be heavily involved. So, full video, full breakdown of that also coming to the channel later. But yeah, that was quite a good time.
Good series. It's a good series.
And then the last thing I caught up on GI Joe, all the way to current to the end of the Dreadnought War. Uh, God, I forgot how much. I didn't realize how far behind I was. First of all, I was like, apparently I only made it to like issue 6 or 7.
Oh, you
With
had like the
Blood.
other half of the
Yeah,
after
yeah.
the
So you get some fun stuff with CoverGirl and oh, what's her name, the Baroness.
fairness.
Yeah, that's some. They get a little bit of which this team does that a lot. I'm seeing now that they kind of pair off two different characters in there and let them go on an adventure because that's kind of what the Dreadnought War was as well. Like
I mean,
like
there's a lot of characters to cover, so it's
yeah.
kind of a good way to be like, oh, let's focus in on this. What's going on over here?
But my
Uh,
my favorite part I think of this too is that Clutch found the Transformer and they're buddies now and then there's a really major reveal at the end of the Dreadnought War too.
oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
and I'm like, whoa, what? So yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
It's when they play in the like field of they're like these little moments in both that and Transformers where they're like, now let's play around with the mythology of these things,
Yeah,
and that's when it gets super fun. Like everything else, it's always fun, but it's when you see something from Mask pop up, and they're like, oh, this is something that they're teasing coming down the way, or when a new character that they have not yet introduced from any of the lore shows up. That's
yeah,
when you're like, now we're getting to this person. That's good. That's good. Jordi Belair's colors, like we talk about how great GI Joe is, like the story wise, but I was looking at this one of the last issues, and I was just like, man, the coloring in this book is so good. Like Jordi
Yeah.
Belaire's colors is so.
Everything that happens in that house where the big dude with the hammer is, I forget his name.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, are you related to Duke? Because you look like just like Duke if he was like a big old boy instead. So maybe that's a reveal for later. I don't know. That's the other thing, because I don't know the G.I. Joe lore. All these reveals are really cool. Like you, like probably that Kyle would be like, "Oh, that's this guy and this guy and this guy," but like I'm just like, "Whoa, what's happening?" Like all these cool things, right? So
But I think some of these are original characters. I don't. I mean, I'm not like I know stuff, but I don't know stuff. So
yeah,
in some cases, I'm like, well, if I don't know them, I'm just going to assume that it's an original character that they're just throwing in there. So
yeah. There's a guy that fixes clutch. I mean that fix not clutch. Who's clutch with? What's the transformer?
Hound,
Hound. Thank you.
Clutch and
Yeah,
Hound sounds like an awesome group too. Clutch and
I would
Hound,
read their book. But then I
yeah,
also love that now everyone's aware, like, oh yeah, we have a transformer with us because he helped us. So now we have to figure it out. And then also, like, Cobra Commander has known about these guys all along, and Cobra Commander is kind of like being a Lex Luthor type right now, where he doesn't want to take over the world to be a dick about it. He wants to take over the world so that he can protect the world from this incoming threat of these alien machines that can, like that's what he's prepping for.
yeah.
Which is an interesting take as well. He's not just doing evil shit to be evil.
Well, and we still don't know what his relationship, like they kind of tease at the very beginning of the series how he comes from Cobra Law, and they've got all that Cobra Law stuff, but we haven't really touched into that in a while. Like that's kind of been way in the background of the GI. There's some people like I can't remember, Pythona and some of the Cobra Law characters are showing up in Void Rivals. But as far as like the main like Cobra Law society, we haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah.
And Megatron escaped from them. So, and he's back in Transformers, but we don't know where. We don't. Sometimes I feel silly saying these names, but we don't know where Globulus is. Where's Globulus?
I love that Starscream is like this mythological creature of like to be feared in the Cobra Commander books or the Cobra lore, because he killed that guy and like he went on a rampage and only one of those guys was left alive, and now Destro knows about him. There's a lot of like, and then the fun part about Cobra is that it's just made up of people that are just waiting to betray one another. They cannot wait.
So. Cobra is this conglomerate of just like bad dudes that are just they're just like we're in it for ourselves.
They just
right now
Destro was the top for like 2 issues, and then he's like, I guess we need him. I guess we'll come back.
Nobody told them I take over. Like we just came to rescue you.
Yeah, it's great. It's fun stuff. But I mean, but then also you're like, well, how much does Cobra Commander really know about him being betrayed? So, yeah, it's great. And I did start Void Rivals Volume 4, but I'm not fully caught up. I'm just at the part where there's so many clones of the big pig character.
Zarkzoid.
Yeah, Zarkzoid. So we'll see. That one's a little bit more confusing because at least with G.I. Joe and Transformers, I have some knowledge of it. But this Void Rivals it feels like it's all new, but then it's not really all new. It's just very deep cuts that I would never even know about.
I'd forgotten the Suxoids were part of the the original cartoon until I was like watching an old episode. And I was like, oh, that's one of them. That's the guy.
I love every time we get into that room where all the quintessences are, just those big floating faces arguing with each other. Yeah. It's wild. That book is probably the hardest to get into, though. I would think, as a new reader, like all the other ones feel easy to explore. That book is what the hell? There's a lot of layers to it.
I feel like that one is for the lore people. Like that one's for like if you've watched all the iterations of all the cartoons and read all the comics, Marvel and IDW.
Yeah.
Like then you're probably catching references that
you gotta earn this one. You gotta earn Void Rival.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, thanks to the storm, I was able to catch up on all that stuff. So now let's get into comics for the week. Did you see what I picked for the week?
I did.
Okay, cool. Just because I know it's on your list and it's pretty high on your list. Yeah, go ahead. Go for
it. Speaking of Captain America, here's the newest issue of Captain America number 6. The Return of Shield. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know where Marvel keeps all their artists, because this is a new artist in this book, but and it's great art. Delio Diaz and Frank Alpizar. I don't know who does what in this book, but great art. I don't know how I feel about the new Nick Fury design.
Is this it? Is that what this is?
No, that's one of the new characters, new Shield agents. Nick Fury, it's Nick Fury Jr.
Yeah. I figured.
And I think he's always wearing this like suit.
Oh, fancy. He's always about to go to a cocktail or coming from a cocktail party.
Yeah, it's this suit with a overcoat draped over his shoulders. And I was like, that seems impractical, Nick. That's you're gonna get that caught while you're walking down the hall on a doorknob. And
to be fair, Samuel L. Jackson's always wearing that leather trench coat, and you're like, first of all,
he has it on. But he has it like
he's not wearing it. He's just
this is just draped over his shoulders.
Oh, that's easy for easy access to his guns, and he could just drop it and look very cool doing it.
It looks cool. He's got secret doves behind him in the pockets that fly out slow motion.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's got like something that'll just hook it to the wall, or maybe it's a weapon.
It could be. It's like Doctor Strange's cloak of whatever.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons I wanted to catch up on Captain America. I want to see where it's going. So I'm glad you enjoyed this.
Yeah, it's a good book. It's still a really good book.
Speaking of enjoyable books, I read Inglorious X-Force #1. This is a very interesting book. This is a book by Tim Seeley with art by Nick Santamaria, I think. But the main draw for me was that Boom Boom is in this book. I love Boom Boom. She's incredible. But yeah, Cable is putting together a new X-Force, and it's made up of Archangel, the Helverine, Daken, and Boom Boom. And there's a lot more to that, but yeah, it's really fun. I think Tim Seeley does a good job weaving in this like mystery, because with Cable, it's always fun to see like how much does he remember about stuff. So that's what the book leans into. So I like it a lot.
I missed that. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. The Exterminators book, I think we did with Boom Boom and Dazzler and Jubilee, where they were fighting vampires. Yeah, Wolverine. Like I would love it if somebody brought that book back. That's a fun book.
Yeah, Leah Williams should do another one. Who do I talk to? Who do I talk to?
Dear Leah,
where's the Marvel suggestion box?
If you can't get Spider-Man right, get this one right. Okay. Fantastic Four, the newest issue of Fantastic Four. This is a great cover. Find Sue Storm.
It's really good. Is this part 2, right, or the story?
It's part 2 of the story. They go off. The Fantastic Four is like, well, we got to go find Galactus. Knowing that their enemies would use this as the reason to attack whatever. So this issue is them going around asking their friends for help because they got to leave the Earth. And this is where Black Cat pops back up. Okay. Ben Grimm pulls a fast one on everybody. Again, just a fun, great comic.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. I don't know if now that I'm caught up, if I should just keep reading them monthly or if I enjoyed it more in pieces. So we'll see. We'll see what I decide. I'm catching up on a lot of other stuff, so no need to make that decision right now. All right. Also, another new book this week, Rogue #1.
Ooh, I got one of them.
Erica Schultz. I picked up this really cool Kevin Wada cover because I don't remember the last time Kevin did a cover. I see you got the David Nakayama cover. This is pretty cool because I love Rogue with family drama. That's like some of my favorite stuff, and I think that Erica Schultz like brings that up, and that you can tell that that's where they're going. But also, she gets to fight this giant. What's it called?
Like
it's like a badger. It's like a giant badger.
Possum.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Great start to a new series for Rogue.
Yeah, I was really pleased. I was happy that this one was good. It seems like a quick kind of a Marvel is ensconced in these like we're gonna do a quick 6-issue one-off story where we're gonna give these characters one little adventure on their own. and then see what happens. That's what this feels like.
I think
I am.
Austin loves this cover. It may be the Gambit of it all too. Austin, big Gambit guy. That's why I picked it up too, because Gambit was in it as well.
I'm not a big fan of Destiny as a character. I need somebody to tell me like a good Destiny story to read where I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, I can get behind this character. Because in my head, Destiny has always been like the Karen of the mutants. Like she's always wearing the face, the you can't tell what the emotions are because of the gold face mask. But then in my head, for whatever reason, because Destiny can tell the future, like she's always been a little bit snarky and just like whatever. And I don't know. I've never like.
How would you feel if you knew everything that was going to happen and people kept doing stupid shit?
I would just be like, you see this, Destiny? You see this? You predict this? You predict this?
I think she's tried that a few times and people keep dying, including her family. So I got to ask, because maybe you know, what the hell happened to Mystique?
I don't know.
Is that from the Declan Shalvey series? Like that's the last time I saw her.
Yeah, it said. I mean, it had a little bubble that said this to see what happened to Mystique. Go read her series or whatever.
I did read the series, and I don't remember that. She was like a really cool spy, but maybe I forgot.
Shape-changing powers were disrupted in Mystique number 5.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, she looks rough.
Yeah, she does look rough.
So, all right. Well, since we're talking about number ones, Psylocke Ninja number 1. I picked up this cover and this DK Rowan foil cover. I gotta say, so this is a story out of time for Psylocke, and I feel like sometimes I'm not a big fan of those. I might revisit this book when it's done. But because of the fact that there's a lot of cool action because it's a Psylocke book, so like ninjas are gonna ninja, and we know that Elektra's gonna be in it. So overall, I was like, oh, this feels like it should really hook me. But I think the idea that this happened and it doesn't have any concept, I thought it was gonna be like a new Psylocke book following the last one. So that's what I was very excited.
This is Betsy.
I guess I should have read the synopsis.
So this is Betsy in Quanon's body, like back when.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. This book starts with like 5 pages of like Siege Perilous stuff, and I'm like, oh boy, I can barely keep up with this. So we'll see. But I mean, the covers are cool. I'll always pick up a cool Psylocke cover, so I'm not too mad about that.
Next thing I have here is Hulk Smash Everything number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I love the first issue. The leader throws the Hulk into the historic Earth, where right before the asteroid hits the Earth to kill off all the dinosaurs. Again, it's Ryan North, so he tells you exactly when this happens and where it happens, and people that know it's the Yucatan Peninsula is where the giant asteroid hit the Earth millions of years ago. Leader finds out that doesn't work. Hulk starts changing the past, so Leader has to go back and undo what he did. It's just a super fun story. I love it.
I will say, what is that meme that if I had a nickel for every time Ryan North has a big strong guy go fight dinosaurs in the past, I'd have 2 nickels. But it's weird that it happened because I was rereading the Fantastic Four. I'm like, oh wait, he just did that with the Thing. And now he did the same thing with the Hulk. So yeah,
there is this funny.
It's a fun trope. I mean, I'm never gonna say no to a big guy fighting dinosaurs.
Yeah, big fighting dinosaurs. Yeah, give it to me all the time. Yeah. Even Doom, he gave Doom a dinosaur. So Ryan North, obviously, though, and Ryan North, of course, his first comic strip is that dinosaur comic strip.
I thought you were gonna say Ryan North, known archaeologist.
I like that the leader's name also pops up in the Captain America book. So the first 5 issues of the current Captain America book take place in the past, right after Captain America is defrosted in ice, and this is the first issue that takes place in current times.
Oh, okay, good. That makes sense because you said Shield returns.
Yeah. So Steve is sitting at a bar. current times. Dr. Doom has just been deposed and is supposedly dead, and he is sitting at a bar in DC.
I like how much you doubt that he's dead.
Oh, he Avengers Doom. He's gonna be back before December. He will be back before December.
Doom will return in Avengers Doomsday.
Doom will return in Avengers Doomsday. There are lobbyists in this bar that Steve is in, and they're talking about other evil villains that they could like put in place as a global leader. They're like, the leader. He even has the name. Like he's there for global domination, but he's already pre-prepped with his like. You can't have somebody named Dr. Doom be the world's leader, but the leader can be the leader, which I think is some funny. Very much sounds like what a lobbyist would say in DC.
How do we monetize this? That's what they're thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Next on my list, this one has a Green Lantern Galactic Slam. This is the Guillaume March cover. This is the regular cover. It's a Kyle Rayner book. Of course, I'm gonna pick it up. Oh, you got that one. Oh, I thought about that one. That one was giving me like old comic books style.
It was either this one or the video game cover, that one that flips like this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that one's cool.
One, but I really like the DCKO on this one.
Yeah, this one is just like, what if Kyle Rayner got taken to a separate place, like a world type of place, and had to team up with the alien version of Hulk Hogan?
Yeah,
that's all.
But good Hulk Hogan.
If you like rest, 80s Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Before we knew all the dirt. If you like Kyle Rayner or if you like wrestling, I think you want to check this out. It looks like there's gonna have more fallout in the. I will say, if you want this to affect DCKO, it doesn't. Like
it barely does, but it does.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things where I'm like, I get like 99% over the way through the book, and I was like, I don't know if this is not a must read for the DCKO.
Oh yeah,
and I still don't know if it is a must read, but there is one important thing that it's silly how they work the DCKO into the wrestling thing.
Yeah.
But the way they do it, I'm like, I guess that makes sense. And the how they end this book is what they do take care of what the issue is. And it does advance the DCKO plot line overall.
Like a step.
But like a half step. Yeah. Like, and it's just like one little, so this is why this is why none of the Green Lanterns have shown up. This is why none, like all these other things haven't like popped up.
This is not like the Batman Night Fight, right? It's not like this is gonna play a big part of it. It's just like, and by the way, this thing happened if you want to know, and it might be important, but I'm sure Joshua Williamson or Scott Snyder will put it in like a panel with somebody saying what happened.
If you don't read it, you read DCKO number 4, and you're like, oh, why did this happen? This is, you'll still be fine. What I do like, I know Kyle Rayner coming out of this is going to become the main Earth Green Lantern.
About time.
I don't know. I don't know if it's Jeremy Adams still doing the book or not after, but I do kind of hope that this character pops up again. The Hulk Hogan.
It sounds like he was going to stick around too. Yeah, from what it says. So. But yeah, I think they're gonna wrap up whatever they're doing Green Lanterns, and then there's gonna be some kind of reboot or maybe a creative team change. So we'll see.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Maybe give Daniel Warren Johnson a shot of that guy.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. The newest Exquisite Corpses. That's pretty good. It's still people are still dying. That's fun.
It's so every time I get back in this book, I don't know why. I guess it is the way that it's written that I don't mind reading in month to month. Like it is episodic. It's supposed to feel that way. The fact that they have different creative teams on it also makes it feel that way. Boss, I think, did a really good job exploring this world in a very, very interesting way. So
it is interesting when they do get those little the middle parts where like the other creative team kind of takes control.
Yeah.
And you see how because this one plays off way more like a horror story than some of the previous issues. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is fun little way they plan this out.
That little spider villain.
Yeah.
Creeps me out probably the most out of everyone else.
Well, this is the first time we've actually seen them, right?
I think we saw them at a gas station before, but this is the first time we see like fully in action of like the capabilities. Also, they establish a very important rule of the game that has to do
Yes.
with the weapons that I think is gonna come. I was like, how does anything good have come out of this? But I think it has to do with the weapons. So that's very interesting.
This issue did, like, I'm glad this issue came along because this was kind of the turn that I needed for it to kind of
Which makes sense because this is 9, right? Is it? Yeah, so it's like closing up another 3 arc chapter, kind of. So,
yeah.
All right, this is the last book I read before we get to my pick of the week. This is Bloodland #1 from Ignition Press.
Ooh.
This is Andrea Sorrentino doing the cover. And it's pretty much like, what if vampires ran the U.S.? And I'm like,
what if?
That's a bad idea. But there's a lot of similarities with vampires and people currently in power. So there's a lot of, and this was probably written a while back, but still, like, so a lot of those things just kind of resonate, unfortunately, for a while. But it's really good too. Like, B. Claymore does a good job with the story, and there's a lot more to it than just the politics of the world. And then Mac Cheddar with the art. Like, if you want to see some gnarly shit with vampires, like, this is the book to do it in. So it's good stuff. I think it's gonna be a 12-issue series. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this is gonna play out later on. But if you want something new from a different publisher that you may never even have heard of, because Ignition Press launched very recently, check this out. They're doing some really cool stuff.
Nice. I've got a few before we get to your pick of the week. Our pick of the weeks. World's Finest, the newest World's Finest 47, wraps up this storyline where Superman and Batman have been merged, and Joker and Lex Luthor have been merged together into one figure. I love the artwork in this one. What's that?
I like these punk rock covers.
Oh yeah, the punk rock covers are fun. Adrian Gutierrez's art is so good in this.
Yes.
Also, this one reminds you, like, this is a series that takes place in the past because Lois is pissed. Planet She-Hulk, the newest issue of Planet She-Hulk. They got a new artist in this one too. Who is this? Emilio Lazio.
Which is kind of a bummer, but
we're 3 issues in.
I know.
But it's a great artist. I mean, it kind of does look like
artist. I'm just like, I want more. Was it Daughterman, right? No, Cooter. I was
Aaron Cooter.
Why didn't you plan, like, why didn't you just give Aaron Cooter enough time to do like the first 4 or 5, get an arc under your belt, and then you can. That's I don't mind them changing artists if it's like for a different arc or for a specific purpose, like Ben Harvey jumping in Captain America for those flashbacks and stuff like that, right? So
this was almost my pick of the week. Everything Dead and Dying #5. Oh my gosh, this heartbreaking, so good. It just makes you make noises because it's that good.
Yep.
Sad. Oh my gosh, so sad.
This is where I use that. I use a Google Translate because there was a character speaking in French, and I was like, They don't translate it. They just
they don't translate it all.
So.
And it's like several panels of French.
Yeah, and I think if you catch the context of of one of the bubbles, you kind of know everything that's going on, because it is kind of like I don't want to say like a famous thing, but it's something that it resonates in the culture. Is just in French. Like, it's something that you should know if you're part of, like, maybe this certain religion and stuff like that. So
it's every heartbreaking story and every zombie genre thing that you've ever watched or read distilled into 5 issues. Like, it is all of that. It is violent, it is heart-wrenching, it is all of it, everything. You're happy when I don't know. It's such an amazing series. It's good.
Pretty satisfying too. Like, you're like emotionally, like, it gives you closure, I think. And that's hard to do, because a lot of the time you're like, they keep raising the stakes, but like, are we going to get back to a place where I feel okay about it? But it feels like you almost go through all the stages of grief in the book with the characters that are going on. That's going on, right?
Yeah. And I don't know if you feel okay about it, but you're just like, well, that happened. Like, we got through it, I guess. Some of us did. So, and that's all I've got. Now we can go to the picks of the week.
Well, before we do that, do you have anything that you haven't read that you
No,
want to show us? God, you got through
I
everything,
was.
huh?
It was snowy yesterday.
I got a bunch of stuff
The
too.
only thing I did yesterday was read and doom scroll
No, yeah, I did not want to doom scroll a lot, so then I just chose to read and watch stuff.
and
So
eat snacks.
that's
all I
right,
did
and
yesterday.
eat snacks. Yeah. All right, so let me just go through some of these, and we'll go to picks of the week. Nightwing. So this is next on the queue of like stuff to read. I picked up this Catwoman 88 because it had a
Cover.
Tula Lotte cover.
I like
This
that
is one of
cover.
those winter sweater weather variants or whatever. Although I don't see a sweater anywhere in sight. So
It's below the frame.
below the frame. Before I get to the shiny stuff, I picked up this Death to Pachuco. I'm not reading this, but I love Sweeney Boo, and this is a cover by Sweeney Boo, so I wanted to pick that up. Starship Godzilla, the Battle Nexus for this week. I think these are for the week. And then the shiny stuff. This Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TMNT 4 with a shiny cover. Then I also picked up this Death of Superman reprint. And then last but not least, the annual. This is the second printing of the Batman, Absolute Batman annual, because it's one of my favorite panels on inside the book. So I wanted to pick it up. So yeah. But that's it. That's all the books that I picked up this week. If you join me on Friday for the comic backlog show that I'm doing, you already knew that I had those. But for everyone else, this is new information. So, all right, Jeff, what is your pick of the week? Hit me, because I also read this.
My pick of the week is the latest issue of Assorted Crisis Events. What is this issue? Number 8. This might be the book of the year already.
That is insane, dude. I gotta ask a quick question.
Yes.
Did you follow through on the last page already?
I have not.
On what?
I
Okay.
did. Like, no.
Have you thought about it? Are you thinking about like what you would do with that prompt?
Yeah, of course. I kind of want to go buy a second issue once everything falls out.
I didn't pick up I didn't, because Image sent that to us. I didn't pick it up physically because I was just thinking of picking that up in the trade, but now I want to go back and get one of those.
What's funny about so you read it digitally, so you don't know that it's printed on old school paper. This issue specifically.
Oh no! Oh, that's cool. That makes sense because of
yeah, and it works because of what's going on the inside.
I love that Image finds a way to use the crappy paper so they're cheaper as well. Maybe it's more expensive to do it that way. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, we were talking yesterday about movies and how like I want to stop blaming directors for like crappy CGI because it's that usually that comes from the studio head, like how much money and time they get to do CGI in their movies. And I wonder if something like this where like Eric Zwodsky and Denise Camp are like, no, we need to use, just because of the way this comic is going to work, we need to use the old school printing paper. And if Image is like, well, we got to go through 15 hoops of whatever to make sure that happens. I think it'd be interesting though if they could do like, I wonder how difficult it would be to do a comic where it had multiple different kinds of paper on the inside.
And the staples didn't fall out.
And the staples didn't fall out. That's a big one.
Well, the Enfield Gang Massacre book, that one also is printed in newsprint like that. So they probably already have somebody.
Look at the art in this thing for those watching.
Crazy, dude. It's crazy.
This is beautiful. This is.
You know why I read this one? Because I'm not caught up on this because I feel like it's a very sad comic book. But I read this one because of the cover tells you like, oh, this is gonna be about either a comic book artist or a cartoonist or something like that, and it exactly is that. But it also feels like, you remember season 1 of Black Mirror, the one that not season 1, but the first one that hit Netflix had a one happy episode that everyone kind of loved. I was like, maybe this is the one happy Assorted Crisis, and it really feels like it's gonna be. And it's not as bleak as some of the other ones, but it's also not completely happy.
That's kind of how I felt coming out of it. there's a scene, there's a panel in this book where the guy is like, the comic can end now. Like it's like
They
6
even ask
pages
you to
before
stop
it.
reading. It tells you to stop reading.
Yeah,
So you can
yeah.
have kind of a little bit of a happier ending.
And so I stopped reading it. Like I set it aside. Here it is. I don't know if I can get that, but he's like, please stop reading the book. Please stop reading the book here in this little bottom corner. There's that famous Sesame Street book. There's a monster at the end of this book where Grover is telling you the whole book, don't turn the page, don't turn the page. And at the end of the book, it's fine. But it reminded me of that, where like the whole book, Grover is like, don't turn this page. And this guy is like, please, we've gotten to a happy point in this character's life. If we end it right here, everything would be happy. And so I stopped reading it. I went and read Assorted Crisis Events, watched other people get killed instead. And then after about an hour or so, I kind of finished the book. And it's weird because then later in the, like 2 pages later, he's like, the character in the book is like, you and I are collaborators in this now. Because this is your choice. Because it was almost like your choice to keep going. Yeah. You did this. And I was just like, oh, the book speaks to you. Like it literally speaks to you. And you're right. It does have once you turn the page, like things get dark and bleak for the character in the book. But it does have a weirdly kind of like, but this could go another way. It's up to you, the reader, to make it go the other way. So it does have this. I don't know if it's hopeful. I don't know what the word what I'm looking for is, but it is not as bleak as it could have been.
Yeah, it's not Saint Junipero, but it's also not like, every other episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah. So it's I loved it. I loved it so much.
It's a good one, man. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm very happy. So I went in a different direction. My pick of the week is Wonder Woman number 29. This is by Stephanie Williams, not to be confused with Stephanie Phillips. Stephanie Williams, who has written a bunch of Nubia and Amazon stuff before, and art by Jeffrey Spokes. I was very excited for this one. And the one thing that I loved about this book is Wonder Woman needs a break after everything that's been going on. She needs a break. So Stephanie Williams, also in the real world, giving Tom King a break because she's going to be doing 2 issues of this story. She goes back to Themyscira. She goes to introduce Lizzie to the rest of the Amazons because they haven't met her. And also she's like, well, if I could take a break, it's gonna be with here. Yeah, it's really cool. But I love the way Stephanie Williams writes. Like, it almost reminded me of in my family when, like, one of the cousins or somebody brings a new baby, and all the aunts just like come forward,
coo over the baby.
Yeah. And like exactly the same thing happens with the Amazons, and they're like, oh, you are tired, go take a break, we'll take care of the baby. And then that shenanigans kind of ensue. And Jeff Spokes is just like beautiful art. Like the way
why would you ever ask Greg Lane to do a comic for you when Jeff Spokes is sitting right out there? That's my question.
Yeah.
Sorry, Greg Land.
Comic page rates.
Page rates. Listen, I love this book. This book has gotten a lot of press because Tom King is not the most popular guy in comics. And so in my TikTok feeds, people are like, go out and buy this book. Show DC that we really want to support a different whatever. And with that in mind, the first handful of pages of this book, I feel like speak directly to those people where Diana is just like, I've been so lost lately and I need to come back home to like find my center and stuff. And all the Amazons are like, come out of the woodwork and like, we know, sister, you've been lost and that I've come back into the fold. And I just imagine that was probably healing for a bunch of Wonder Woman fans out there. I love the artwork. The story was great. I did love how all the Wonder Girls fought over how to entertain and keep Lizzie entertained.
Yeah.
It was just, and then a surprise cameo, I guess, from an old Wonder Woman villain at the end. Mm-hmm. So that was fun. It's a great little, and I really do enjoy.
For all the people that don't enjoy Tom King's writing, The thing you're asking DC is the wrong thing. What you should be asking DC is to bring back the Amazons or the Nubia book and let Stephanie Williams keep writing that. That way, you can have your Wonder Woman or your Amazons book that you want. The rest of the people that are enjoying this Tom King run can keep having their run. And then we have two Amazon's books on the shelves instead of, or I guess an additional Amazon's book on the shelf. Yeah, I really like all the stuff that Williams did back in the day with Nubia. And I can see why you would bring her back to write this stuff because she knows she knows the voices of these characters.
Yeah, and I agree. Wonder Woman deserves a second title. Like if you can have 2 Superman titles and 83 Batman titles, then like you can do that. And there's more than 2 Superman. There's like 3 or 4 of them, I guess. I think. But yeah, you can certainly do more than just one Wonder Woman title.
Yep. Cool. All right. Let's take a look at comics ahead real quick, and then we'll look at that trailer for Mario, and we'll get out of here. We'll give you back the rest of your day. All right. Let me pull up your pull list, Jeff. Remember to follow us on League of Comic Geeks.
Those roads better be defrosted by Wednesday.
Yeah. Hopefully so. Well, and hopefully logistics happen enough to where my comics don't get delayed.
Yeah, that's true too.
All right, this is Jeff's pull list. So, Jeff,
we got Absolute. Yeah, I've got it here. Absolute Batman. Where Wonder Woman. Absolute Wonder Woman now visits Absolute Batman.
Yeah,
returning the favor.
I read this book. It's incredible. Yeah, incredible.
We've got weird. I'm looking at it on my mobile, and they're in different order on the mobile than they are on the desktop. Flash, the new Absolute Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute Martian Manhunter has been killing. Oh, it's Absolute Week. Absolute Wonder Woman. Detective Comics, or what are those?
All absolute for you.
All absolute all the time. Bug Wars. Oh, that new Bug Wars mini is coming out. Sexy Spider Ladies. We've talked about.
Got to get to the shop early. Get that NSFW cover.
Oh, I didn't even know there was one. I need to go look at that.
Yeah.
The Kids Are All Fight. I love that name. Also, I think these are some of the characters that are going to go on to be the new Titans book or whatever. I don't know what that means.
This is the primer. So I've also read this book. This is the primer for the new Titan series or the new Titans roster.
Yeah. Detective Comics has been great. Farrell, always fantastic. G.I. Joe, love it. Guy in
now
the
we're
chair
both caught up with G.I. Joe, so that's nice.
Yeah. Guy in the chair. Is that what issue is that? Issue
4.
number 4. Okay.
So I think there's
probably got one more left.
2 more after this. 1 or 2 more. Let me see. Oh, well, this is the last one actually. 4. It's only 4
Really?
issues.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay. Well, I know what I'm reading the rest of the day. I'm catching up on this series because thanks to our friends at Dark Horse, we have number 4 in the email. So
shrinkflation. Harvey and Ivy's been fantastic book. Harley Quinn and Elvira has been fun. I don't know if I call it fantastic.
Yeah, double the Harley for you too.
The new Joshua Williams and Iron Man. I'm excited for that.
I am super pumped. Super pumped. Yeah, actually, since we're talking about Iron Man, let's see. Let's try to pick out a cover.
Oh yeah, let's do.
So this is the main cover by Ryan Stegman, which is already like by default. I want to pick this one up, but there's 14 here. Let's see what else they have. Pablo Villalobos. Oh, this is. Cool, I mean, this will probably be another one with a trade. Ooh, Ivan Talavera. I'm sure they're introducing a new character or a new. What's Gwyneth Paltrow's Iron Man character called? Safeguard.
Rescue.
Rescue.
I was like Pepper Potts.
Or maybe they'll introduce this agent as Rescue. Clayton Crane. Ooh, damn. It's gonna be tough. This is gonna be a expensive week, Jeff. Adam Kubert, because I think he's doing interiors, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, interesting. Ooh, I like that one.
Annie Wu. Oh yeah, the foreshadowing variant. Yeah, I think this character is gonna become Rescue. Now that 2 covers have proven it. Another Clayton Crane variant. They're doing these like chest variants. That's kind of cool. Which is it is interesting. Like Can you give me like a connecting variant where I can put it together and then it's a whole Iron Man thing?
That would be good as a die cut. If you could die cut around the
Oh
thing.
yeah. Oh yeah. Put your hand in it, like in the movie.
Yeah. You have to insert Madam Mask.
Madam Mask, which gives you maybe a clue as to who the first villain's gonna be. I don't know anything about this book. I haven't read any previews or anything. So, Geraldo Sandoval with the foil variant, and then this is the cover with the trade dress. The other one was a virgin cover, and the Cosmic Invasion. Villalobos again with the trade dress, and then last but not least, of course, you have to get a Scotty Young cover.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite Iron Man armor?
A favorite Iron Man armor? I'm actually pretty partial to the one that kind of shows up in that Captain America #1. That's kind of like the old school with the spiky, like
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
his
the second version.
Armor.
It's right after the golden armor Avenger, and then he kind of comes out with that little spike.
Yeah. And then Austin in the chat saying Cosmic Invasion is a really fun game. I did wonder what the heck these covers were for. I figured they were for a game. I just don't know much about it. Interesting. All right, so we're back to Jeff's full list. But did you have a favorite variant there, Jeff?
I think I might just go A cover. All those variants were like, if they had my favorite armor is the Silver Centurion with the shoulder pads.
Okay.
If they had one of those, I probably would.
I really like the Annie Wu foreshadow cover with that new character.
The Annie Wu one I might pick up if I find it.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Okay,
all right.
Rounding out Justice League, Unlimited, Superman, DCKO stuff, the newest Void Rivals, and Wrestle Heist. I really like that first issue of Wrestle Heist.
Yeah, shout out to Kyle Starks. So for those that don't know, Cosmic Invasion is a side scroller game. You level up your characters as you use them. So I'm thinking like that old TMNT, that old TMNT game, or I think Marvel had an Infinity Gems one that was very similar.
X-Men. Their X-Men is a side scroller.
X-Men side scroller too. Yeah, cool. Good to know. Thanks, Austin. We will watch that trailer in a second. All right, let me just do my list, which is a lot of the same stuff as Jeff. Usually my list and Jeff's list are very similar, and then I just have a few extra indie titles because they've sent us review copies. So yeah, absolute week for me as well with all these titles. Astro Quantum #1 from Mad Cave. I love what Mad Cave's doing, so I'm just like all their #1s. They just sent me a copy of a book called Is Ted Okay? And I read it. I'm gonna do a video about it because it's insane, and I wanna get the video out before the FOC the cutoff date to pre-order. Blink and you'll miss it. I think this is the last issue of that series, so I can't wait to see how that wraps up. Bug Wars, Kids Are All Fight, Supergirl, The Next Door #1, the DC Supergirl Next Door. Sorry, this is kind of like their Valentine's anthology.
Oh, okay.
So it is $10, but it is their Valentine's anthology book. I'm still picking up Hello Darkness in singles, which I should have switched to trade long ago. And then my Red Band titles: Marvel Zombies Red Band, Punisher Red Band. Seasons Volume 2 comes out this week, so I'll be able to catch up on that. The Image already sent the trade for that. Skinbreaker, and then the Terminator Metal, that anthology book about the Terminator, and of course Kyle Stark's Wrestle Heist. So yeah, good week. Yeah. Good week coming up ahead. All right, before we look at the trailer for Mario, did you have anything else, Jeff, you wanted to talk about?
Nope, I'm good.
Alrighty, let me see. So it is and Austin confirm in the chat, is it the Joshi first look? It looks like it is because it's from 2 hours ago. Joshi. So here, let me make sure I'm good here. All right. Hold on.
I do hope that the I think Tuesday. I know the weather is finally supposed to get above freezing here.
Yeah, and as long as the sun's out, which today the sun's out, but it's still really cold. Once the sun is out, then that'll help with the spoiler. Wait, spoiler for what? Yoshi?
Spoiler,
All right,
spoiler
let's
for
see.
the weather. Spoiler: once the sun comes out, the snow's gonna melt.
Okay, it was a few hours during I was wondering during the Nintendo Direct. Okay, so let's see. Let's pull up. I think this looked pretty good yesterday, so we're gonna use this view because that way on the vertical view it doesn't look too bad either.
Crazy.
I'm thinking of you, vertical watchers. All right, let's check it out. It's called Yoshi's First Look. So
Star Wars.
it does look like Star Wars stuff. Ooh.
Oh, they got powers.
Come on.
This is how Daniel got me into the podcast. He found me in a cave and he lured me out.
Yeah. You want to talk about comics? Come here.
Come on. So some dinosaur just shows up and he's now part of the group. Cool.
Mario Odyssey. Yeah.
That's fun.
This movie's coming out April 1st, and I hope it's not just a big ol' April Fool's joke for everyone.
Oh, that'd be terrible. I would love to do a Luigi's Mansion movie. I want to see.
Yeah, they should.
Give me the spin-off. Give me the Luigi's Mansion. Like
Okay.
for
I was gonna say the poncho look is from the New York Mario game that has the head with the eye. Okay, yeah, that might be it. Or at least that world. I mean, listen, I really enjoy the first one of these, and this one looks just as much fun, if not more, because now Yoshi's in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very
Pretty
exciting
fun.
stuff.
It makes
Cool.
me want to play Mario. I haven't played a Mario game in forever.
I should
I
find my Switch.
I haven't turned on my
yeah.
Switch in years. So like all my my island people. What was that game? I don't even remember that we all bought
Animal
during the
Crossing.
pandemic.
Animal
Crossing.
Crossing.
They're dead. They've long since
They're all
died.
dead.
I don't know what's going on there.
A drought.
I abandoned that thing like Jeff.
I will
Epstein.
say, I miss the old days where if you wanted to play a video game, you just put it in and you play. If I wanted to play my Switch right now, it'd have to go through a bunch of updates first, and then like I have to charge the battery, update it, and then maybe I could play.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well, great. Yeah, that was a great episode. As always, make sure to go back and check out our other live show from yesterday where we talked about a bunch of the trailers. Not this one because it wasn't out yet, but everything else pretty much. And also the best TV and some of the other best stuff of 2025. We, as always, try to fix Spider-Man. That should be a recurring segment on the show.
What can we do to save Spider-Man?
How can we fix Spider-Man this week? And then, yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for everybody. Austin, thank you in the chat. Jada Gamer, Adeline Hudson. Appreciate everybody watching and lurking. So I think we're going to get out of here. I hope everybody that is affected by the storms stays warm. And yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
The most important thing in life will always be
Hail Bebo.
loves you.
Simon Center, get the fuck out.
All right. Bye.
Get out of here, you weirdo.